You're right guys, Shay here, Uneven Bounce. Hope you guys are well. So it's my last video for the evening. I'm going to try and make it a good one. I want to talk about Tom Banton and the fact that he's pulled out of the BBL, citing the fact that he can't do another COVID bubble. I feel a bit sorry really for Tom Banton. This year's not really been a good one for him, has it? I mean, 2020, I'm sure he just wants to shut the book on it, just open the curtains and see it's 2021. He played South Africa at the start of the year, did okay, averaged like, 25, then he averaged 28 against Ireland in the three ODIs here. The T20s, they will against Pakistan, flopped against Australia. Obviously Milan took his chance against Australia, and Banton really flopped. I think he made like 12 runs in 3 matches. They will against Pakistan, so they averaged 45-ish across the 3 matches. So that was good. Probably the highlight of his year, really, if anything. But it's been a tough one for Tom Banton. I mean, started summer with so much promise, so much hope, because obviously he did so well last year in 2019 Vitality Blast for Somerset. As a young raw 20-year-old. Went to New Zealand, did okay. Started this year, and obviously then did okay in South Africa. Then COVID hit. Just been basically about just a bubble life from, isn't it? And I mentioned this as well. The life in the bubble's hard, and especially if you're just turned 22. Obviously he was 21 this summer. That's young. To be doing all this for 6 months. Kind of in and out of bubbles in different parts of the world. It's not easy. It's not easy for anyone, especially if you're a young lad like Tom Banton is. And we don't know what his situation is, how his home life is, if it's really, tight knit, or it's, he's got a girlfriend or something like that, so it's things like that, you miss it if you're younger. Obviously it's harder. It's harder if you're older, you've got kids and stuff, you're missing, you're leaving behind and stuff, but it's harder if you're young to be away from home for so long. And so he wasn't even playing this whole time. I mean, the IPL was 2 months in the UAE, just stuck in the bubble, played at 2 games? It's not like you're surrounded by all your English teammates. You're not. You're surrounded by, people from various nationalities. So it's not as easy to have that camaraderie, as part of what people say, even with Kolkata, as we preach all the whole family, that shit. But the reality is, it's difficult. So he played a couple of games, didn't make any runs really. Probably felt shit about that. Then obviously he flies to South Africa. He's not even in the full squad. He's reserve along with Jake Bull and Tom Helm. So that's not great. And then he's not playing there. Very unlikely to play. And he probably knows that. And then he's meant to fly to Australia to link up with his Brisbane Heat teammates, stay there, quarantine for 14 days, and then start playing. It's a tough life, man. Obviously Christmas time as well. As I mentioned before, it's a very family oriented time. And obviously the fact with COVID and everything, he's been probably ostracised from his mates for a long time as well. It's been a tough year for the lad. Do you know what I mean? So I completely understand why he's done what he's done. He's turned down a lucrative contract, with Brisbane Heat. Did pretty well there last year. Been good to see him. I think he would have played a lot of games as well. I think he would have played a lot of matches. But I think you just realise that it's just not working for him mentally, and the fact is another 14-day bubble, and then go out in Australia and then play, all be in front of crowds, which is obviously good. He probably fed off the energy there, but I think more time away from home over Christmas, other side of the world. He thought, what, forget this. I don't need this. I just want to, it's mental burnout, isn't it? Really looks like. So more power to the lad, and I think you need to remember, this bubble life is tough, man. This bubble life is hard. And we've got to acknowledge that. There's so much, but people think, oh well, it's easy. Look what I'm doing. All the people who's died of COVID and all this stuff. We're not trivializing that situation. Just that the reality, these are people. They have loved ones. They have kids. They have wives. They have they got this girlfriends, whatever. They've got they've got the mom, the dad, the brother, sister, whatever it is, the best mates. It's hard to be in these COVID bubbles. I think Ribaldo was the one who said it's like a fancy prison, it's like a high-end prison. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty much way of summing it up for some of these players, so I do completely concur what he's done. I think it's good for him, because the last thing you want to do is see him kind of go into a real bad way, spiral out of control, his mental side, because he's a young player, he's full of potential, full of talent. He will come back. He'll have a glorious England career, I'm sure he will. But I just think he needs to just take his time out. Obviously, he's going to be flying back home anytime now with England, latest Thursday, if not sooner, the way things are going. And then he just spend Christmas with his family, and then get back into internet next year. January. Maybe he might go back out. Obviously, the tournament's 2 months old, 2 months long, isn't it? The BBL. It's not finishing until February. Will there be an opportunity for him to go back out? I don't know. Would Darren Lehman take him? As coach of Brisbane Heat in January, maybe he would. Maybe he'll say after a month at home, he think, you know what, I'm fit, I'm fresh, and ready to go now. I've had my time off. I feel mentally fine again. I'm ready to to play if possible. Let's wait and see. But yeah, just got to acknowledge the fact that these bubbles are hard, and especially if you're not playing it all the time, and especially if you're young and you're not playing, you got to remember that just these are people, So, just brought up a lot really. This Tom Banton pulling out, that I feel like you just got to remember who these guys are behind the helmet. Do you know what I mean? So. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think? You think you should really just battle through it and just got on with it and just got on that plane to Australia and just quarantine and just stuck it out? And as a professional cricketer, you've got to deal with these difficult situations and just earn this money and then gone home in February. Not for me, really. Not for me. I've been on the road pretty much for a year. I've been in bubbles on the road for a year come February 2021. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, for me, you made the right decision. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. If you like the content, please do like, comment, subscribe, as I always say. And hopefully I will see you on the next one. Cheers.